All right, everybody, we're going to be talking about ensuring our own safety, but before we jump into this, it's going to be kind of like a little refresher for you about remaining calm. So let's go ahead and bring that up on the board. So remaining calm is important, and we're going to watch a little bit of that video, and I want you to point out in your own mind where we could have remained calm. Okay, and I'm going to explain a little bit here is that it's okay that you have a little bit of a panic, or you can do the oh crap moment. And then you move on with your training, but let's not freeze, let's not stop, and let's not do that. So once again, let's go ahead and take a quick look at this video, and just for the first 10-20 seconds, where can we remain calm a little bit better, and then who is actually remaining calm? Hint, this guy right here, the one that's riding, is remaining calm.
Left, swerve to the right, lock his brakes up. As he did that, a Can-Am Spider behind him was not able to brake in enough time and ran.
Remaining calm, what can we do?
It was absolutely probably one of the worst things I have ever seen in my entire life.
Hey Siri, call 911.
Oh my fucking god.
So you see the people not remaining calm, not being able to help. And he's probably telling him to call 911. So we're starting to get the people that are closest to the scene being able to assist and help. The people that can't help are the ones that are in the back, panicking a little bit. Now that's perfectly fine, if that's what you want to do, but this is where you start having those traumatic events causing lifelong issues with PTSD. If you actually go out and do something, you actually participate, even if it's call 911, it's hopefully going to reduce some of that. And so remain calm, let's act, let's do something, let's get things done. We don't want to crash, but if we do, we don't want to have to sit here and just watch it and not participate. Okay, so that's remaining calm, guys. Let's go ahead and bring up, there we go, ensuring our own safety. Magic chalkboard here, pretty interesting here. But ensuring our own safety, and we're going to talk about what we can do here on the accident scene just a little bit. But the main thing here is so that we don't add to the accident. We don't want to be a part of the incident as a victim or as a patient. We want to be a rescuer, and we want to be a leader. We want to be somebody that's going to actually make a difference and have a positive effect to the world. Because if you become a patient, you become a victim, guess what? Your family and friends are going to be very sad, very worried, and we're going to have a nice life-altering incident causing some possible issues in the future. So we don't want to do that. So we're going to look for hazards, and we're going to wear PPE, so personal protective equipment. You guys know that when it comes to motorcycling. We talked about that in Unit 3, where we're going to have full gear. Okay, Unit 2, full gear. We're going to have helmet, jacket, gloves, pants, and boots. And that's going to protect us, hopefully, and mitigate some injuries. But once again, if that doesn't work, that's why we're here in rescue. So looking for hazard, this is going to be a big one. And we're talking about here, remember, this is the mentality, and these are the objectives. This is how we solve that problem. So hazards can be other roadway users. Okay, just because somebody turns left, somebody did their thing, doesn't mean somebody else won't. So somebody's gonna be paying attention to the accident. They're like, oh, what's this? This is cool. This is interesting. And then you're right in front, and then you get hit because they weren't paying attention. So we want to get ourselves off to the side of the road as best we can. The cars like to stay on the road, and if they don't stay on the road, it's because they made a huge mistake. And it's kind of that uncommon thing in a common situation where you can hopefully recognize that and be like, okay, I got to jump out of the way now. So let's get off the road. Let's watch out for fire. Vehicles don't just blow up. They vent, hydrocarbons. They vent just the gases. The liquid turns into gas with heat, and sometimes it's just the atmosphere. But once the ignition source hits that, it's just going to vent out. It's not going to blow up like in the movies. You might have a tire blow. That's kind of scary, and it can cause some damage. But the main thing here with motorcycles, you just have that gas tank for the most part. So the best thing we can do is just kind of get away from it. But I wouldn't worry too much about blowing up and taking out a whole city block with a motorcycle gas tank, 3 gallons of gas possibly. So the main thing here is just sharp metals, getting hit by other vehicles. Those are my major concerns that I have. And then personal protective equipment with gloves, eye protection, because you don't want to get anything in your mucous membranes and your eyeballs, like blood or spit or vomit or anything like that. You don't want to have infections and damage there. So your helmet with the face shield down, and then blue nitrile gloves are pretty good. Latex if you want, but some people are allergic. So we have all that. We have the nitrile gloves inside our rescue pack. So here we go. So ensuring our safety, self-protection, I was kind of talking about that. To prevent self-harm, that's going to be a big one. Like I said, lifting up a motorcycle, like, oh my gosh, I get him off. But if you grab like sharp metal, like the fender of a Harley in the damage of the motorcycle accident became sharp, and you lift it off and you lacerate your fingers, it could completely lacerate them off, amputate them. So be very careful with that. So make sure you know where you're grabbing. Same thing, like don't grab the rotors, don't grab hot parts, grab stuff that is meant to be grabbed, and then lift if you can. So yeah, wear suitable PPE, be aware of those cars. So here we go, hazard awareness. So here's the thing, spot those potential dangers. We talk about orange stage, going to intersections, left turners. We're planning our route. We're looking for road surface hazards. We know what to do when it comes to looking for hazards when we're riding to hopefully prevent a crash and utilizing our skill set to prevent that crash. Now we're taking that mindset and putting it towards medical. So now we got to look for potential hazards. So once again, cars are a big one because we're out on the road. We don't want to go down like a cliff that is just rocky, like a friend crashed off the side of the cliff and it's just like this steep decline and you're like, I don't know how I can get down there, but I got to get to him and it's just slip. You don't want to fall down too. That's where I'm getting at here. So you might not be able to get to your buddy. And that's not it's their emergency, it's not yours. I say it all the time, it's very callous and not very compassionate, but at the end of the day, it's compassionate towards you and your own self-preservation. Because if you do go down there and you slip and fall and you crack your own head, now there's two people down there. And if your buddy survives and you don't, guess what you're doing to your buddy? You know, it's his fault now in his mind. He's gonna have some survivorship problems. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we can ensure our own safety. One thing we can do when it comes to roadway users, like other cars, is if you have multiple people, send somebody down 100 feet that way, send somebody 100 feet that way, and just have them do this when the car starts showing up. The car's gonna be like, what's going on? I kind of understand what that means. Maybe there's something going on. It's weird. It's a motorcyclist in full gear doing this. Probably an accident. They start going through that process 100 feet that way versus right around that corner. So like I said, 100 feet. So if there is a corner, go around the corner and slow people down. You just don't want to get hit. You don't want to move the patient right now unless it's an emergency, like they're trapped under a fire, motorcycle on fire, then yeah, sure, go ahead and move them. But if it's safe to do so, leave them exactly where they are in the road, just control traffic. And if you can't control traffic, then sure, let's go ahead and do a very easy drag in line so that their spine isn't all twisted. We're not going to talk about that because the main goal here is to just ensure our own safety. So wear PPE, make sure we wear full gear. Like I said here, you could have motorcycle gear, eye and face protection, and have some nitrile gloves. And if you want to avoid latex allergies, go ahead. But I know some people like latex gloves. I don't like latex gloves. I don't like those plastic ones. I like the nitrile ones. But yeah, wear it because you don't want to catch anything and then an incident that could have been nothing turns out to be something you have to take medication for a very long time. Thankfully, medication and science and everything has been pretty good. A lot of things can just be cured, but I'm not taking that chance. I'm going to wear gloves. If that's all it takes, just wear some gloves, some little hand condoms here. That's a big thing. So let's go ahead and take a look, though. I'm going to go ahead and put the video back on here. So ensure your own safety. Now that you understand that, we're going to skip a little bit because we have this guy not remaining calm, and now we're up to here. So we have issues. This guy's he just finally got to see what happened, and now he's really, really frustrated. But ensure your own safety. Look at the road. Okay, we have a crest of the hill right up there. Okay, so we have a crest of the hill. Car's barreling down. He's in the roadway. Okay, so we need to have somebody down that way saying, hey, calm down. So this is where you can grab one of these people that don't know what to do. They're panicking. So the ones that aren't remaining calm, you could say, hey, I need you to go down that way. You see that crest of the hill? You see how people can come flying down? I want you to get off on the side of the road and wave people down. Just do this. This is all I want you to do. Don't get in the road. Get on the side of the road and just do this. Okay? Because that's going to hopefully slow them down back there where they have good total stopping distance versus total stopping distance right here. Because we don't want to have him get more injured. If he's able to survive this, getting his head ran over by a car just ends it for him. So another thing right here, seems like we don't have any sharp metal parts. We have to pick up a motorcycle, do all those things, but we might have some blood. So we want to have some gloves. We want to have something here. We have glasses we can keep on so we can make sure we don't have any bloodborne pathogens here. So we're going to take a look at the back here this way. So it's around the corner. One cool thing, actually, he goes all the way back to his motorcycle so we have a better view. So we have around the corner here, Now, thankfully, we're in a big group ride, so all these motorcycles are going to hopefully, you know, slow down a car that's not paying attention before they get to the scene. But I don't want all these motorcycles to get hurt. I don't want them hurt. I don't want them to get damaged, and I don't want whoever's not paying attention to crash into a bunch of motorcycles and then they get hurt too. So the goal is to prevent any further loss of life or further injury or further damage. So we have a car coming around this corner. What I would be doing is sending a few of these panicked people around this corner to also slow it down, because we don't want them running to this. This is a good buffer, it's great, but we also don't want somebody to come into this lane, be like, well, I'm just gonna pass everybody up. It's like, sorry, we're kind of blocking this whole scene until we get actual traffic control from police officers, because I don't want any of my buddies to get hit. So have some of these people that can't do anything when it comes to the medical. They are very good when it comes to controlling traffic. We all know motorcyclists like to patrol the roads when it comes to other drivers. So let's go ahead and put them into that mindset and say you're in control of traffic while we focus on the medical scene. So we had some people panicking, people having issues, but at the end of the day, we're all trying to here solve the problem and help each other out. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next one.